Good morning. Good Sunday morning, people. Welcome to the house of recovery, yoga, and foam rolling today. How are we feeling, guys? Are you feeling fresh or are you feeling sore? Bradley Smith is in the house. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Today's session is gentle movement and foam rolling. So you may need one of these. If you don't have a foam roller, guys, you can use anything like a rugby ball, football, medicine ball, kettlebell if you're feeling particularly brutal, tennis ball, hockey balls, especially if there's two of them take together, they work really well. Okay, so the principle and the objective of today's session is to promote healing and recovery within the body. So we're going to release a lot of tension. Okay, and then we're going to get some blood flow to some areas, break down some tissue a little bit. We do call it, so massage, the principle of massage is it gives us feedback as to where we're holding tension in the body. So our body can just naturally, neurologically release that tension. Then it also gets blood flow into those areas a little bit deeper than just normal exercise. And it also causes like a micro trauma, a little bit of inflammation, which isn't a bad thing because that stimulates a healing response, a cascade of hormones and processes that go on within our body that's regenerate new tissue. And yeah, that's how it works. There you go. Science. Woo-hoo. Cool. Should we get going? The reason why we start with a little yoga-based warm-up is because rather than just smashing up a load of soft tissue straight away, we can get a lot of blood flow and release a lot of tension just by movement, increasing, like I said, blood flow, get some temperature in the muscles and some overflow in the joints, and that helps a lot to start the process, gets it underway, and then we can just get it working a little bit deeper with the foam roller, and it's not quite as brutal as just jumping straight on it in the first place. So this is a 30-minute session. Shall we get started? We're going to work a lot with our breath as we go through a little yoga flow. Just going to tilt this screen back ever so slightly. There we go. And yeah, hands together, being at the front of our mat, okay, but making sure that you're in full view of the screen, obviously. Inhale, reach up. Nice and gently exhale, fall forwards. Inhale, we're going to step back with our left leg, big chest. Exhale, step back with your right leg to down dog. Push through your shoulders, relax your legs. Drop down to low push up. Inhale, up dog, chest out, shoulders back, or cobra. Exhale, down dog, bum goes in the air, legs go straight. Step forward with your left leg. Inhale, big chest. Exhale, come right forward with your right leg. Let your head hang. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back to the start. Okay, guys, with this movement, we're going to repeat the same movement about 8 times in total. Okay, we're going to go around to the right this time. Just be mindful of where your body feels sore and tight, basically. Doing a lot more running at the moment, more tempos. Another session on the Saturday, so my hamstrings, posterior side, the back of my legs, basically, really, really hot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, step back with the right leg, big chest. Exhale, step back with the left leg. Down dog. Straight back. Drop down to low push up. Inhale, up dog. Chest out, shoulders back, look to the sky. Exhale. Down dog, bum in the air. Let's go straight. Stepping forward with your right leg. Inhale. Left leg comes forward. Exhale. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Back to the start. And again, just starting to build a little bit more power with your breath, moving with a little bit more intention. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Left leg goes back. Inhale. Right leg goes back. Exhale. Down dog. Do a push up. Inhale. Up dog cobra. Exhale. Bum in the air. Relax those legs straight. Step forward with the left leg. Inhale, big chest. Right leg. Exhale. Hip hangs. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Back to the start. And again, other way. Inhale up and back. Exhale forwards and hang. Right leg goes back. Inhale, big chest. Left leg goes back. Exhale. Push through those shoulders. Drop down, one push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Right leg goes forward. Inhale, big chest. Left leg comes forward. Bend your knees, inhale. Exhale. Back to the start. Yes, team. Inhale. Again, building a little bit more force, moving with a bit more intention. Power in the breath. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forwards. Left leg. Right leg down dog. Little push up. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left leg. Right leg. Inhale. Exhale. And again. Right leg. Left leg down dog. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg. Left leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the start. Okay, these last 2 rounds, guys, you're gonna go at your own pace. Try again, increase the speed a little bit, increase the power with your breath. Okay, increase the intention of the movement. Inhale up. Forward. Left leg. Right leg. Up dog. Down dog. Straight again. Right leg. Left leg. Nice. And shake it out. Good. How do we feel, guys? Are there any areas that you guys particularly want us to work into? Let me know. Write it down. Okay. Otherwise, we'll go with how my body feels. Okay. Foam roller now, guys. Definitely. Are you feeling warm? Give me a thumbs up. Give me an okay if you're feeling warm. It's good to know how you guys feel, how that works for you. It was definitely starting to get a lot better towards the end, as in reaching better positions, getting more flexible. That's good. I'm starting to sweat as well already. It's warm in here. Okay, first up, just gonna iron out our backs a little bit. Okay, Bradley's giving me a thumbs up. Good man, Bradley. Thank you. Always count on you, buddy. So we're gonna start in the middle of our back. Reason for this: spend a lot of time on our phones, hunched at desks at the moment, sat down. Okay. Upper back gets quite rounded. Okay, so we're just gonna crack it out in the way it's gonna be a little bit more upright, get a little bit taller on ourselves. Okay, so starting in the middle, or with the foam roller in the middle of our back, hips off the floor. Okay, we can either just roll up and down if that works for you, that's fine, or pause in the middle. Okay, keeping the lower part raised and hips up. Okay, to your head, and I get a crunch. And I'm just bending my back in the opposite direction. use the foam roller as a point to pivot on, okay? And then roll up towards the next point on your back, the next vertebra, okay? And then do the same again. Good. Keep going. You want to work one by one all the way up your back. And if you find that it's a little bit stiff, if you've got a weight to hand, okay, you can just pop that weight on your chest, a little extra pressure, a little pop, and you might get an extra little crack. Good. That's what I want it. Oh, nice. Okay, and then important to notice, you sit straight upright or stand upright, kneel upright again. Just genuinely, my head feels a lot taller. We come out of this crunch position. Okay, I don't even want to go in there now because I've just ironed out my back. It's a lot more upright. Improve my posture straight away. Okay, it makes a huge difference. Good stuff. Right, next one, gonna work on just the front of my shoulders. Okay, not my actual shoulders, just my chest here. Again, same reason, opening out that posture. Okay, I found that it was really beneficial a couple of weeks ago when we did it, so you're just gonna do it again today. Okay, so we're doing loads and loads of push-ups at the moment, guys. So I just want to work into that pectoral muscle. If you're a female and you have breasticles that cover half of your pectoral, okay, we just stay above that, and you're still going to get loads of benefit working on this top part of your chest in here. If you're a guy, you can work through the whole of the muscle. So you're going to lay the foam roller on the floor, very much in this position. You can come from the center of your chest, going up this way, gently backwards and forwards. Okay, or if you're female, you might want to just start up a little bit higher, working up here. And you can work gently through this range, or you can just work in a little bit deeper just by rocking backwards and forwards. Okay, or even, so your arm's going to be up at this angle as well, guys. Okay, so very much like this. Yeah, like so. Just putting as much weight as you want. So everything we're doing is to release tension. If it's too aggressive, if you're going too hard with it, it's going to be counterproductive. So basically, yeah, just relax. Let it work for you. If you like it deep, if you like to be aggressive with your massage, by all means, crack on. If not, chances are you're doing more harm than good if it's too painful. So just put less weight through there, a little bit of pressure, intensity 3 to 5. Okay, if you do find those little spots that are particularly more painful, use it like trigger point therapy. Think of it, oh wow, that really hurts. Okay, that's about an 8 out of 10. I'm just going to pause on that point, use my breath, breathe in through my nose and then deeply out. Just think relaxing thoughts. And that 8 will just come down to about a 3 or a 4. And you know that you're releasing that tension out of that one specific point. Yeah, so do that basically. Just working into your chest. Who's with us? Someone's waving, can't see you. So we're just working on some foam rolling. We've mobilised our spine. We're now just rolling our chest because we do not too many, but so many push-ups at the moment, which is not a bad thing. Getting strong, making progress, making gains, people. Just releasing that tension out of our pectoral muscles. Again, making sure that we're not being too aggressive with it. Just use it as a tool to help us relax and release tension. Wow. Once you feel like you've got a little bit into that right side, or whichever side that you're working on first, make sure you stand up. Make sure you just notice the difference of how it feels. Okay, shoulder opens up a lot. and definitely feel like from side to side, because that is particularly tight and gets like pulls your shoulder forward. My left shoulder is still being pulled forward, and my right is just sitting further back. So that makes a huge difference. Yeah, or just like posture and mobility, and it's good. It's also good that you can use these tricks. I call them tricks to increase your range of motion, like before you train as well. If you do struggle with certain positions, movements, mobility, okay, you can use these types of releases to mobilize certain areas and to get a much bigger range of motion before you start training. And then when you are training, you train through those increased range of motion. It's a good way to create strength and stability in that area. That's the way that it's going to stay long term. But this sort of increased range of motion isn't going to last long term. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not a long term fix. This is a short term quick fix. But the reasons for it, that's not the main objective of this session. The main objective of this is to release a bit of tension and promote some healing within the body. Okay. So it's more about the tissue regeneration and releasing the tension than it is to increase the range of motion. The increased range of motion is more just a positive side effects, but you notice that it's making a difference. I've moved on to the left-hand side, guys, just to let you know. And this side hurts more than the other, which is interesting. So again, be mindful of your body, mindful sometimes one side will certainly be stronger than the other, especially when you've not got a tricep on your left side. Isn't that right, Bradley? And yeah, so you might have to spend a little bit more time, get a little bit deeper in on this left-hand side. Ooh. Especially in there. So if you also notice, I'm just manipulating my body a little bit, so I can just lifting my bum in the air. I'm putting the top half of my chest down into the front roller, just to get a little bit more weight through there. Also, just to attack slightly different area, which is particularly sore. Wow. Nice one. Cool. How you feeling, guys? Oh, that's amazing. I feel like my left shoulder is. Oh, wow. That was really good. Now I'm back twisted the other way. That's, yeah. Wow. My left shoulder hasn't felt that free for ages. Good stuff. Okay, next one. Let's work into our glutes. Okay, so we're going to sit on our front roller. Okay, we're going to sit on our right bum cheek first. Okay, we're going to take our right leg, cross it over our left knee. Okay, pop our right hand behind us. Okay, just so that, yeah, there we go. So we're sat out just on our right bum cheek. We've angled ourselves out to the side. We go iron out all the way through. Well, actually, my glutes aren't actually that sore, which is surprising because they were sore after leg day on Wednesday. Legs were in pieces. And then I did my tempo runs, and they felt really good afterwards. Nice. Good. You might find that if you roll out just that little bit more to the outside, okay, so you turn your body out more, it starts to work into your glute medius. Okay, that's slightly outside. Glute muscle, that generally holds a bit more tension. You might want to spend a bit more time there. or if there's probably a point right in the middle of your glute, get your chest out, especially you might feel that, okay, called your piriformis, that, don't know if you want to go near that, you might just want to stay away from that, it's going to be quite painful. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Nice. Rolling over to the other side. Guys, and this is a 30-minute session to give you a taste of the importance of doing this kind of recovery work, okay? But by all means, go on for another 30 minutes and keep going with it, okay? Use these principles on all the areas of the body that you need to, because really, like, we could spend a good 20, 30 minutes just on one muscle group, like just on our quadriceps, just on our calves or hamstrings. I normally when I finish this session, I'll just keep going on my calves because that's probably the area of my body that needs it the most. It's certainly the area that I've felt the biggest difference in over the last, what we've been doing is seven weeks of lockdown now. I've been working on my calves, foam rolling. Probably is the only time in my life where I've done that kind of self-care consistently, looking after my calves, and it's made such a big difference. Normally, they're so crazy tight, and I neglect them because they hurt so much. And I just thought they were lost cause by now. I'm 30. How old am I, babe? 33 years old, 34 years old? But no, I thought they were a lost cause. Anyway, turns out that you can make a big difference. My calves are feeling so much better, so much less tight, because I've been paying all this attention to them. It's quite humbling, that, really. Yeah. Who would have thought this stuff works, guys? Got an amazing review. I've got some amazing reviews over the last couple of weeks as well, by the way, which I'm extremely grateful for, guys. Thank you very much. One of them was, hey, this works. It's as simple as that. So thank you for Alexandra, I think, who wrote that. That's amazing. But then thank you to everyone who's written reviews, because really I'm grateful. Okay, very quickly, guys. It's quite difficult to get into your hamstrings on a foam roller. Sometimes you need something a little bit harder, like a drain pipe, because you do have a bit of fat on the back of your legs to stop you. So I often find that just doing one leg at a time makes a big difference. Trying to sit forward, so get as much weight through that as possible. Okay, take your, crossing one leg. So one leg at a time, sitting forward, getting weight through. There we go. This leg is touching the floor now, but barely. Okay, I can lift it off. Okay. Wow. I'm just working into my top of my hamstring there now. Or you can go same principle, gently from one end of the muscle to the other. It doesn't seem so bad now. Whoa. Nice. Just going to come across to my left leg, conscious of the time. I'm going to get you. Again, we can use those three principles. One is starting from one end of the muscle, rolling all the way through to the opposite end. Just getting a nice, smooth kind of massage stroke. Try and put more weight through as you push back towards the heart. Second principle is we can find areas of tension and just pause on it. So I say, there's a spot. Okay, probably about 7 out of 10. Just taking some nice deep breaths. Use it like trigger point therapy. Just wait until that tension releases down towards a 3 or a 4. And then the third method, if you really like some deep massage, you can just rocking back and forwards on those areas that are particularly tight. Okay, kind of like deep kneading in massage terms. There we go. And we're just rocking back and forth, and that's just going to help us give us some feedback and relax. Probably cause a little bit more damage than the other methods. Okay, but it's okay because we're not going to train legs for a couple of days, and we've got plenty of time to recover. Yeah, and like I say, we could really spend 30 minutes on each of these muscle groups. Okay, but just to finish, guys, we can do a couple of minutes on my calves, starting with both legs on there. Okay, rolling gently through. Good. You only need to put as much weight through there as you can tolerate. I'm starting to get to a point now where, because my calves are feeling so much better than they have done for years, okay, I probably need to start just doing one leg at a time, which might take a little bit longer, but I can get a little bit more weight through there. Just get release that little bit deeper tension, especially through the outside of my calf. Oh, yeah, that's the spot. Nice, guys. Your body's feeling better. Ooh. Does anybody have that spot at the top of their calves, just on the slightly towards the outside? Okay, that's where we generally, rather than through the middle of our calves. It all depends on our gait. Okay, so different people are going to hold tension in different areas. You're going to use those muscles in different ways. For me particularly, it's more down the outside, the lateral edge of my gastroc or calf, let's say, where actually are particularly tight, and a lot of people have that very same tension. I can't pay testament enough to doing this work. Just a little bit of, probably do about 45. So this 30-minute session, but then I'll go on to either 45 or an hour in total of this foam rolling work on a Sunday. Like I say, I've never been so consistent with it, so I'm really grateful for you guys showing up, providing me with the routine, accountability, and consistency to be doing this work, because it's made such a big difference to me, and I hope it has to you. Guys, next week, just to let you know, really starting to get going nice and deep into those calves. Next week, I'm going to come talk to you now. This recovery session is actually going to be a breath workshop with Richard Hussaini. So we're going to do a whole hour breath workshop with Rich, who's a really awesome guy. He runs a company called The Conscious Life Collective, which is basically puts out loads of awesome information and shares podcasts with his community, and also a lot of work himself. He's got a very similar background to me in professional sport, but he's taken that onto a much more holistic approach to working with the public, and especially a huge interest in breath work. All the breath work stuff that I've learned has been from Rich. And like I tell you all the time, I really believe that our breath is our most underutilized and underestimated tool in our body that we have as human beings. Yeah, Bradley, good old Rich. And Rich has really delved into the depths of breath work. He's a really fantastic practitioner. He runs breath work workshops all the time. A lot of holotropic breath work, a lot of deep calming breath work, a lot of some like Wim Hof style breath work as well, where literally we can create tension within our body through the breath, we can release a lot of tension. We can create a clarity of mind and calm sense of mind, as you've seen in a lot of the breath work that we do at the end of our mindful movement and mobility sessions, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then we can also get high off our breath, and that is a really fascinating and wonderful experience. And to be able to do that literally just with our breath is something that I'm sure you will benefit from and definitely enjoy. So yeah, it's an experience. It's also a great way of flooding your body with oxygen, which can be very, very kind of healing, promoting, and yeah, it's just a beautiful experience basically. So we're going to do that next Sunday. Yeah, so make sure you join us for that. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you've got any questions about any of the trainings, any coaching, any literally athletic development, then please slide into my DMs, drop me a message or an email. The one thing I want you to know is obviously we do all these live athletic training sessions like throughout the week. It's very much geared up to, okay, being a well-rounded athlete. But if you want to tailor your training towards your sport specifically, everyone's individual, right? Everyone's got different strengths, different weaknesses, different things that they need to work on, and different sports require different skills and different skill sets. So if you do want to have a little bit more specific training rather than following my general template, then by all means send me a message. We can set you up a specific program, and maybe it will tailor it around the general template and then just give you one or two extra little bits. Like for example, motorcycles. For example, Bradley doesn't join in with the speed and agility sessions because he doesn't need to. He's not a rugby player or a footballer. He doesn't need to be out. So in that time, he'll be doing like efforts on the turbo. So he'll be doing a lot of cycling or rowing. Okay, so he's working around the lactate threshold, building his ability, like aerobic capacity and like high-end aerobic capacity to be able to form full body movements for a long sustained period of time, which is a lot more applicable to his sport of racing the motorcycle. So things like that, if you want to change, or even if you've got an injury that you need to recover from that stops you from doing certain things, then yeah, slide into my DMs. Hopefully we can help you out. Sean says that helps a lot. Cheers, Matt. My pleasure, Sean. Thank you for being here once again, buddy. I'm glad to see you on so many of these sessions at the moment. Yeah. And I haven't mentioned yet, guys. Please, these sessions are brought to you by buymeacoffee.com/Matt Dickens. So that's a donation-based website where if you are feeling the benefit, if you do enjoy these sessions, if your body's feeling great from them, whether it's helping you recover, whether we're getting in a lot of the time we're getting stronger, we're getting fitter. If you're noticing changes aesthetically, like your body composition changes, I'm getting some amazing feedback, reviews and recommendations at the moment, which I really appreciate. And if you do value them, please show your support via buymeacoffee.com because yeah, at the moment this is probably my main source of income, I'm not gonna lie. So, and it's all donation based. So yeah, with all other sport and schools off the table, then I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future, helping you guys out as much as I can. Guys, have an awesome rest of your weekend. Enjoy, yeah, just enjoy life. Basically, appreciate it. You need some gratitude in your attitude. Yeah, if you've got that gratitude, then God bless you. Take care, guys. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.